Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to OnLocation here. Today I am at Bender Mountain Nature Preserve. This is a really cool location. I'm kind of buried deep in the southwest corner of Ohio, nestled along the Ohio River, bordering kind of like Kentucky and everything. And this is a really cool hiking place. I've only been here once previously, but I was just scouting around and hiking, of course, and I was blown away with just the amount of hillside views, the rugged terrain. The trails aren't too long in terms of mileage, but there's a couple different trails that take you along some valleys here and everything here at Bender Mountain. And it's a really, really cool place. Not the easiest hike, of course, but the views of the Ohio River spanning into Kentucky and everything are really stunning. And I'm here for the morning today, doing some photography and hiking, of course. So it's been a really nice morning out. It's been, though cold at that, it's been about 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, but no wind in the air, and the sun's starting to kind of creep over the horizon here, as you can see behind me, and it's already kind of gotten the tree line and the woods surrounding this place over across the main road here. So it's probably going to warm up quite a bit here in a little bit for December here. But I have the whole place to myself right now. It's been beautiful. I'm just hearing the chickadees singing, the Carolina wrens buzzing around, and just other different birds, of course, here in winter. But yeah, it's been really, really cool to be out here again and do some photography. So far, I had the idea previously for my first visit of doing some mud cracks, and that's just cracks in the mud, of course, along the trail. And I haven't seen any yet. I believe they're more further up here, and that's something I'm going to check out here in a moment. But so far for the day, I have fortunately done some photographs of some kind of like leaves submerged under a shallow, thin layer of ice along the creek that runs along here at Bender Mountain. And that was really cool. It's like the immediate first thing you get just beyond leaving the parking lot and starting your hike is that you have to cross over all the kind of rocky terrain of the shallow creek. And obviously this year there was a little bit of water flowing, of course, but most of it being how shallow and not deep at all it is, it was mostly frozen. So did some photographs of some top-down perspectives using some like kind of wide-angle lenses. I used a 16 to 35 f4 and mounting on a tripod using a 2-second timer. And then settling upon my settings were like about f11 to f13, shooting that top down, just to get everything kind of in tack sharp focus, and keeping the ISO levels low. Since I did use stability with this, it made it a lot easier to slow down the shutter, like I said, use a 2-second timer, and I was pretty much keeping my shutter speed at about 1/5 of a second. Which is obviously pretty slow. Naturally, if I was shooting this handheld, it'd be next to impossible at that shutter speed. It would just introduce too much, blur and stuff and motion. That was pretty much unwanted for what I was going for with this, of course. And there wasn't also much motion in the scene that I was trying to photograph. Actually, there's pretty much nothing because it was all frozen and stuck in place, and so it made that quite a lot easier to photograph in that way. And then I also did a circular polarizer filter onto the camera and the lens, and that just helped out with kind of fine-tuning the color, saturation, and also kind of minimizing the reflections, of course, as always, with those kind of filters. And that made it really easy to just kind of choose how I wanted the entire photograph to look without having to do it all in post-production, of course. I took a couple images of that. My favorite one was probably this vertical one of this kind of like swirl that kind of goes from the right corner to the upper left corner, in this kind of like hourglass swirly motion. And that was really cool to get that, and to kind of give it this like sense or perspective of like it's ongoing and it never ends. So it's pretty cool to get that, and just focusing on some leaves in the near foreground at the bottom of the frame, the bottom half that is. And just really cool stuff like that. So that is really kind of like of the season, and it's really fun to do these kind of like nature abstracts and all that kind of stuff. So I think with that being said, I'm going to keep hiking here. I just did the Bender Valley Trail which I think is about a quarter of a mile. I'm making my way up on Bender Mountain here. There's quite a few switchbacks, and you know, it's a pretty strenuous hike, given that I have my camera bag with me and you know, trekking poles, which do help, of course, but you know, just a lot of things I'm carrying at the moment, plus the tripods. So yeah, switchbacks do help out a lot, but this is a really cool place, you know, that's owned and maintained by the Western Wildlife Corridor. I'd highly recommend you check them out. They own quite a few land trusts here in the tri-state area, and they help conserve this habitat for wildlife, and also for some limited recreation, like, you know, people like us to come out here and hike. So anyways, I've rambled on enough here. I'm gonna keep going here. Hopefully we find some mud cracks, and or anything else for that matter, of photographs. But I've been really enjoying the abstract stuff I've been doing so far this morning here. And you know, here in a moment, once I get over this hill, I'm going to show you guys the nice view of the Ohio River as well. So let's go ahead and keep on going here. Alright, so I settled upon my second set of compositions here for the day, here at Bender Mountain. This is the mud cracks. It's really cool because it's along this kind of side trail along the edge of the valley here, and it's very rugged terrain, like I said, but this one's kind of, it's a little more sketchy because it's much more thick with these kind of evergreen and pine trees all surrounding me. And you know, even though it's scrubby kind of habitat with some kind of clearings and sparseness, that is, it still can be, you know, the trails are really hugging the edge of the cliffs tight, and so you just have to watch your step, of course, especially here with the ice and everything around here. But fortunately I found a nice clearing right here, and I got some nice mud cracks. It's pretty cool because they're kind of like encrusted with some snow and ice kind of surrounding them and everything. And so I've been doing some images once again with the 16-35 f4 lens, you know, zooming all the way to about 30 or 35 millimeters at the far end for that lens, and doing some top-down perspectives once again with the tripod and everything. And you know, it's turned out pretty cool, I think. I didn't really know what to expect here with the mud cracks because I did visit Bender Mountain in a completely different month and season of the year, and so I didn't know how they would kind of form, I guess. And since these are really sturdy with the ice and everything, I can like step over them no problem, and it really doesn't affect the way their layout and everything and how they appear. And so, you know, it's pretty cool with this one little subject here, this one little particular spot I found that has kind of like an arrow or like a horseshoe triangular shape to it, that's kind of like caked into the ground. And there's about looks like about 2 leaves just like frozen right into it. And so that was pretty cool though. So I did that top-down perspective. The only tough thing about it, I will say, is that the sunlight's kind of peeking through the trees like behind me here, and it's, you know, kind of falling into the image and everything here for late morning light, which, you know, isn't the biggest of deals. You know, it's just something I kind of have to work with and make sure I, you know, adjust my exposure to not blow out these little spot and highlights, these little hot spots, that is, on the entire image, that is. So I think with that being said, pretty cool. I think I was opting for about ISO 100. I'm kind of in the shadowy area, like I said, with just little spots of light. So I don't really need to dial up the exposure too much, fortunately. And shooting about 1/5 of a second once again, even going up as far as 1/15 of a second. And going for f11, even f10 for some images, just because of the top-down perspective for my aperture. So I think with that being said, this might conclude the video. I'm going to take a couple more, I think, different compositions if I find anything around here. But I think this one little triangular shaped part is the most interesting to me. It's really keeping in line and consistent with the images I took earlier, of course, for my visit here. The ones that were along the waterway in the creek here. So pretty cool. So pretty cool stuff here. I'm really glad I came out today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something, and if you can come out and hike this location, I'd highly recommend it, and I'm glad to share it with you. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been Bender Mountain Nature Preserve. Until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.